this joke to band director. I got a brand new saxophone.
Oh yeah,
Bro.
Oh wait, yeah, I have seen that.
And it's like,
Yeah,
I was like, I don't know. You said. Hey guys, this is Elijah Vargas, and this is the Goal Soul podcast. Can you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Will McNally. I'm a junior at Illinois State University, and I'm studying music business.
Hell yeah, dude. So what made you decide to get into that?
So I originally went to ISU as a history education major.
Yeah?
And I changed my major 4 times since then.
Yeah.
So I started out as history, realized I didn't want to be a history teacher, switched to music ed, realized I didn't want to be a teacher to begin with, and then I was like, music business is more of something I want to do. Specifically, I want to work with like marching bands, and that kind of thing. I'd like to be like a college professor one day. I don't really need an education degree to do that.
Yeah, you don't really, honestly.
Yeah, so I was like, I'd rather go into something that gets some business experience as well out of it, and I love music, so.
Yeah.
But the main thing was I want to like arrange music for marching bands.
Yeah.
And write what they do like on the field. So.
That's dope.
That's
so
kind of what I want to do.
You said it's music business?
Yeah, that's my degree.
So what exactly kind of things like do you study for that?
So it's pretty much like a business degree, except you add music on it. So that's pretty much the difference. Like for instance, I had to take like a piano class, and I had to take a music theory class. Stuff like that. I have to be in like an ensemble. That's pretty much the only differences. Besides that, you take your normal like, economics classes and business major classes and all that. So
yeah, I've been taking some business courses for myself. I'm studying for a business certificate.
Oh, that's
which
sick.
Is like it's like outside of it's not a major or a minor. It's more than a minor as far as credits, but less than a major.
Oh,
so I think like it's pretty worth it, and it's vaguely business. So like it's not business ad, it's not like finance or anything like that. It's just vaguely just business.
Okay.
So,
is that your major or?
No, my major is criminal justice.
Oh, okay.
So
sick.
yeah,
that's
I'm
awesome.
just doing it to make myself a little more marketable.
Marketable. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Great idea.
I think it'll also like give me some good skills to have.
Oh yeah.
If I ever do want to start a business, I mean, I could go back to school and get like a full major if I want, but I think the certificate's just a good starting point.
I think so too.
Everything.
Because for me, I was like, I'm not a very like I don't know a whole lot about businesses.
Yeah.
So I was like, this would be good, especially because like I want to arrange music. I want to sell stuff. You know, I want to learn how to do that. So that's kind of why also I was like, this is probably the best thing for me to go into. Because like there's other music degrees I thought about, like there's just regular general music.
Yeah.
Not much I can do with that though. I can't really go into a job and be like, I have a music degree, but nothing else, you know? So I was like, music business, I can at least, I have the music part, I have the business part.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it definitely sounds, yeah, I know they have like a lot of, I was just thinking about this. My buddy I think freshman year, he took an elective that was like music appreciation. I'm like, yo, dude, that sounds so dope.
Yeah. They have a lot of those kind of classes. Yeah.
Have you had to take any for music?
So for me, I've had to take a lot of music classes. I've had to take like music history classes.
Yeah.
They're all right. They're not my favorite. I'm gonna just not to sugarcoat it, but
you just learn like Beethoven and like Bach and like all the older.
Dude, you go way back before that even. Like you go like have you heard of like chant music?
Yeah.
You go back to then.
Just like
like early church stuff, I mean it's kind of cool, but it's like you get that kind of drilled into your mind every day, and it's kind of like, this isn't really for me. Especially when you have to learn, like when you have to take tests on it and write stuff about it, like I really don't want to do this shit.
Once you start taking the tests, it's like it really just makes it boring.
Yeah.
Like, it stops becoming interesting
It's
once you take a test.
Especially for me, because it's
kinda
like
kills it.
I have to take this class. Like
Yeah.
it's not like, oh, I really want to learn, but no, I have to take it. You know.
100%.
Yeah, I'm sure you understand that
know
with your
exactly
major
what you mean.
too. It's like
Yeah.
I gotta take this class.
For criminal justice, I've had to take classes like there is this family dynamics course I had to take. And
Oh, that sounds lovely.
Yeah, I mean it's like I don't know. Like I mean it was like a social. It fell under social work, not really criminal justice. But
Yeah,
apparently,
sure.
like some of it was supposed to be about domestic abuse because that's part of family dynamics. I guess.
Sure.
So. I mean, that's basically the only reason I was in the class. And I think we covered it in like one day. And I'm like, yo, this is... And most of the class was just like people... It felt like a therapy session. Like people... Like the teacher would ask questions and the girls in the class would just be like, oh, this happened in my family and like... It was so sad, and then like they would just compete, like everybody would just compete,
What?
like about like this is even more sad. I'm like, and I would be sitting in the back like, yo, there's no way it gets worse than that.
Well,
there's
yeah,
no way. And then some other girl's like, yeah, well, I got adopted, and my blah blah blah, and then I'm like, oh my god.
Well, how the hell do you top that?
Yeah, and then the other one's like, yeah, well, I had a really like.
My dad went to prison.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Oh.
I'm like, yo, it just keeps escalating.
Damn, I'm better
Can't
off.
escape it. I'm like,
Dude.
I mean, at least to that point, like it was interesting.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True. I know for me, it's like when you're at like your job or something, and it's like you're doing training for the job. Like I'm a camp counselor at the Bartlett Park District.
Oh, really?
And I do it over the summer. And I remember the training we were at, they ask you, oh, what's like a, icebreaker? Like, oh, what's a fun fact? And
Yeah.
It gets to me and I'm like, well, I play the French horn.
Yeah.
It's like, what else do I say? Like, I don't know. And then the person down the row is like, oh, I, said something about how they, how they still have a baby tooth or something. And I'm like, man, like, at that point, you just topped me there,
Yeah.
Like, I was like one of the first people to go. Didn't have time to think about it.
Can't.
That's how I feel though, man. It's like they're trying to like one up each other. Oh, I did this and this and this.
Yeah. I don't like the idea of icebreakers. It's
I
so
know.
like disingenuous. But like sometimes it works.
Yeah.
Like, cause my freshman year of college, we did one that was like you would say. We would go around the circle and like the first person would say their name and then like an animal. So, like, I would say Elijah Elephant. You would say, like, Will Walrus or something, right? Yeah. And so we would go around, but for each person, so the first person would say theirs, the second person would say their own, and then the person before them. So it would go, like, around the circle, and they would try to, like, remember everybody's thing. And so by the end, they would say, like, literally everyone. And, so, like, throughout the year, like, the only way that we were able to remember each other's name, like, if we ever forgot...
Was by the animal?
Was by the animal. I'm like, oh, shoot, that's eagle over there.
Yo, that's elephant over there.
Yeah, that's giraffe.
Yeah, that's giraffe.
That's Grace Giraffe. That's Taylor Turtle, yo.
Yeah.
Like, that was the only way.
That's actually kind of smart, though.
Yeah. But, like...
that way, yeah.
I would say a lot of the other ones don't really do that. I thought that one was, like, the only one that, like, I felt like...
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Yeah,
really
every
helped.
icebreaker I've been through has just been like, I hate this.
I feel like a lot of them, honestly. I'm like, yo, when is this going to be over? Why are we doing this?
Well, then you're like just nervous. You're like, man, just get to me. Yeah, and you're like last or something. Because at the end of it, people were just saying, oh, I go to this school. Like I remember at the end of it, it was just like, what university do you go to, basically? They're just like, oh, I go to this university. Oh, I go to this school. They just kept going with that at the end. But
and I bet, like, you as a camp counselor, you're just like, why do I have to, like, why do I even have to make them do this? Like, it's not even... This isn't even the fun part.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I bet you guys are doing so much, like, better. What kind of things do you guys do in the camp?
So I work at two different ones. I work with the really little kids, so the 3 to 6 year olds. Those are the best, And I work with the bigger kids, the older kids.
Like what ages?
6 to 12. It's a wide range.
Okay.
Nature Center does it a little differently. We do it as like one thing.
Oh, the Nature Center.
We have like 50 kids in ours. So it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So, we take the older kids on field trips, like on Thursdays or whatever, and then for the littler ones, it's just like a half day, so like 8 to 12 or something. Pretty simple, and yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, that's
it's pretty
dope.
fun engaging with the kids and everything, you know.
Yeah, I was not really a camp counselor, but when I was working at a martial arts school, I was doing summer camp my first year that I was working there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
exactly like that.
A lot of
Yeah.
it was like that. And like we would the only thing that was different was like we would go to the pool like every Friday, I want to say.
Yeah, they go to the pool on like the Tuesday or pretty much every day.
Yeah, I would think so, yeah. And so yeah, it was just like I remember how chaotic it was.
Yeah.
It was like
it can get that way.
The younger kids, yeah.
Yeah, some of them, yeah. I mean, honestly, the younger ones, they can get that way, but they listen better.
Really?
When they get older, at least that's what I noticed. When they get older, you know, that more teenager angst starts to come out.
Yeah,
and they don't want to listen to you. They want to rage against the machine, is what I call it.
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean.
And I mean, you know, it's varying degree, you know. Some of them are some of the older kids are better. Some of the ones are like, I don't want to listen to you.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. You know.
Dude, my favorite thing is like when you're talking to a little kid and you ask them like how old they think you are.
Yeah.
Dude.
I think I got like
that's the funniest
thing.
I
think I got like 30 or 40 or something. And I was like, bro, if I look like that now, like, what am I gonna look like when I'm older?
Yeah. Dude, man. I was at this where was I? There's this place called Premier Combat in Omaha because I go to school in Omaha.
Yeah, so do you work there? Kind of
I don't work there, but like me and my buddies were doing a free trial there.
Oh, sick.
And there was this kid, I swear I think he was like a freshman or sophomore in high school.
Okay.
And he was asking my roommate, who's like also, he's like around my age.
Okay.
Literally, like he was also born in December. He's literally like almost exactly my age.
Dude, that's insane.
And he was asking him, he's like, cause he's like a little shorter, right? He's like, oh, what high school do you go to?
Oh.
Dude, and
I've gotten that before.
My roommate was like, what? And then, so my roommate was like, how old do you think he is? And he like pointed at me, and the kid was like, oh, I think that, he looks around 30. I'm like, yo, no way.
No, I've gotten the. Oh, what high school do you go to?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not in high school. I'm almost a junior in college. Like, dude, I'm almost 21. Like, far from high school at this point.
See, I don't know. Like, as a guy, I don't know if that's a good or bad. I know like, if you're a woman, that's usually that's a good thing. Compliment.
Yeah,
that's like the best compliment.
Yeah, but for man, I don't
know. I'm just confused.
Yeah, like, do I take it as a compliment?
Yeah.
Or what do I do in this situation?
Always like everybody always thinks I'm older than I am. Like
okay, yeah.
I was talking to my dad was saying because I had interned at his work for a little bit.
Oh, that's sick.
He said that like one of his coworkers was saying something about how he wished that he looked like me when he was at my age because then he would never get carded. he would never get carded. And I'm
that's funny.
That's like, yeah. I'm like, bro, that's insane.
That is pretty insane. Yeah, so I don't get arrested.
I'm like, I know people that get carded sometimes, and like I don't drink, but like if they look like me, I wonder if they would get carded.
Who knows? Who knows, man? I don't know. I know my roommate told me how his brother had a fake ID when he actually went to Illinois State as well. I don't know how he got away with that. I have no clue, man.
Why? He looked younger or like?
I mean, not even that. Just like, especially in the time we live in. I mean, he went to school a couple years ago, but like I feel like it's so hard to get like a fake ID nowadays. Like I feel like our parents when they were younger, it's like, oh, everyone had a fake ID and everyone kind of fell for it. But now it's like, I don't know how you fall for it now because it got like it's got all the encryption crap on it, now. And
I mean,
I don't know.
I've heard of the ones that like you can, like they can scan it.
Okay.
Like it works on a scan. I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I've seen.
I don't know how
There's
that
some
works.
video I watched about that. Actually, yeah, I know exactly.
I mean, I don't have one.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna get arrested.
Yeah, I don't have one either.
I don't condone it either.
Same.
But if you have one, that's interesting.
It is.
Just gotta say.
How the hell? Yeah, how the hell it works?
Yeah, I have no idea how you're able to like make those. How do you like?
I don't know, man.
I couldn't even begin to like imagine where like how the process of making that.
No clue.
That and like, do you know like the Flipper Zero?
No.
Dude.
What the hell are the
Bro,
Flipper
the
Zero?
Flipper Zero. Dude.
What?
Let me educate you on the Flipper Zero. So it's
right.
like this this gadget.
Okay.
Wait
a minute.
There's
Is this
no
the
way.
one that can like hack into like?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like
Weren't they trying to ban it from the United? Yes.
Yes.
One of my buddies had. You remember Troy
Kai. Yeah.
from high school? He had one of those.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Don't say what he did or if he did.
He never did anything with it,
Okay.
but he did have one.
Yeah.
I don't know why he did, but
man, it was like. For those that don't know, those things are you can download.
Yeah, like
you can download code or whatever.
Yeah,
onto
it's
it, and
some scary stuff, man.
Based on what you download, it can do certain things. Like, probably the most harmless thing that you can do with it is use it as like a TV remote.
I think that's what he did.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like stupid stuff like that.
It's like a universal TV remote.
Yeah, I think that's what
like,
he did.
It can use like UV or whatever, and like probably the most some of the craziest things I've seen it be used for.
Yeah.
On the internet is people have used it to like, do like street lights. They'll do, like you know because I guess ambulances use like the UV rays or whatever to you know like the white light that'll flash at the street
like
light
at the street lights
to make it so that they can go across. People would do that from their car using the Flipper Zero.
Oh my god, that's insane.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, that's a life hack. That's crazy. Have you seen? Have you ever played like Watch Dogs?
Yeah.
It's just
that's what it reminds me. Yeah,
it reminds me exactly of like Watch
Dude,
Dogs. Yeah,
I always played the second one. I never played the first one. But
I've always wanted to get into it.
Yeah, that game was fun. I played it when I was younger.
You recommend it?
It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. I remember just like the best part about it was like you could kind of like. You know, GTA's fun, but there was more like action where you can like kind of move around more and stuff. Your guy's more agile than your guy in GTA.
He can do a lot of parkour and stuff.
Yeah, right? Which that was like what I would do all the time. I wouldn't even do the quests half the time. I would just do that, you know.
That's how Spider-Man is, right?
I haven't played that game.
I haven't played. Wait.
One of my buddies has that.
I'll be honest. My friend let me play it like once on his PC, and it was crazy.
It looks dope.
Yeah.
One of my buddies has it. I've seen it. Like, it looks cool.
Like just the web slinging looks like a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, yeah. Anything like that, any movement like that is dope. Yeah.
One of my me and my buddies have been getting into Roblox recently. Now that we're out of school.
Yeah.
And like, it's been getting bad. But there's this thing called what's it called? It's called like Project Power or something.
Okay.
Is that what it's called on Roblox?
I don't
Something
know.
like that.
I haven't played Roblox in years.
You might have seen clips of it.
Okay.
But it's like, it's supposed to be exactly like Invincible. So you can fly around the city and just beat the crap out of people.
That sounds fun. Dude?
I am so bad at it though. I have no idea what's going on, and I just can't get the controls down. So my friend will beat the shit out of me. And like, I'll just go flying out of the map.
Oh my god! One of my roommate loves Roblox. All right.
Yeah.
He's a huge Roblox guy. I don't know why. He plays this game on there. It's literally called D-Day.
D-Day, yeah.
Have you heard of that?
No, I haven't. No.
Okay, it's like an FPS.
Yeah.
About D-Day.
Yeah.
And yeah, he like loves it. And I remember me and my other buddy and him were all playing, and we were just like, dude, we gotta get you onto a real game, man. The controls are so bad. We're like, dude, we gotta get you on COD or something, man. Like, maybe an older Call of Duty, not the newer ones, but you know.
I made the mistake of going back to like Warzone, and that community's still like hot. It's
Really?
Crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
What? After all this time, man?
Yeah, I know, right?
I haven't played that since COVID, I think.
I know. I was all over that during
Yeah.
COVID.
Oh my god, yeah. That's what I would do all the time.
I think, yeah, like I hopped off after COVID.
Yes.
And then
It
has been buzzing because they brought back Verdansk, if you remember Verdansk.
Oh, yeah.
So they brought back Verdansk, and so there's like a lot of people on now, and it's not even like I miss like the old loadouts that there used to be. If you remember, like the Car 98.
Yeah.
And like
yeah.
dude, that was
right.
that was peak.
I mean, it was fun.
Yeah.
I remember it being kind of fun. I wouldn't go back to it, but
yeah,
it being fun.
For me, it was a lot of fun. I don't know why I loved it so much, but
yeah,
I couldn't ever play Fortnite because I didn't like third person, and then I got into Fortnite.
Okay. Yeah, I play with my buddy at school sometimes. Yeah. It's all right. It's not like I like it when we do the no build. That I'm okay with.
Same, yeah.
Because I can't build.
Building is just the worst.
Oh, I can't do that. No build's fine. Yeah. But like, yeah, it's all right. It's not my. I don't really play that many video games anymore, if I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's just not my thing. Like, sometimes I'll get into it, I'll be like, oh, hop on and I'll create a Minecraft world or something and do it for like a month, and then I'm done. That's
how especially Minecraft, that's how it goes.
Yeah, I feel like for me, like, I had like a little bit of a RuneScape thing, you know? RuneScape, old school RuneScape. I like that game. Got into it for a bit, and then I was done.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just for me, it's like
on and off.
Yeah, I'm kind of an on and off person with that stuff.
I'm more of an obsessive.
Okay, so you're like, get right into it. Yeah, I don't know. I can't do that.
What other games do you kind of like? What other games have you gotten into?
Oh my god,
outside of
dude, I used to be super into Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Really?
Oh my god,
that's
played the crap out of that thing, man.
That's just
why.
Like building roller coasters.
Yeah, it was dope. I did all that all the time.
Yeah.
That was like that was my shit, dude. I would do that all the time.
Dude, those kind of games.
You can just pour hours into them, man. Yeah. Like, you could sit there, it's like the morning, all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
I've been doing this all day.
For me, it was Adventure Capitalist.
Yes! Yeah, dude, that was one too. Oh my god, RuneScape 2? Oh, I gotta chop down the wood so I get my wood cutting up. Like, it's just like, those games are so bad.
Those games, especially those tycoon games, Adventure Capitalist, will make you, for no reason, they will make you think that you could be a good businessman. Like, they give you
Have you ever played the communist one?
Yeah. That one was hard.
Yeah.
That one was stupid hard. You start with like a potato farm.
Yeah, something. I don't even remember. I don't think I got into it. I was like, this is dumb. I went back to the other one.
Terrible.
I was like, yeah, this is awful.
You
buddies.
made like 5 potatoes.
Yeah.
And that's like $1.
$1.
I'm like, bro, what?
Yeah. My buddies were super into venture capitalists. Yeah. I remember that. My one friend, he would always show it to me. He's like, got everything like maxed out.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I'm not that much into it, man. I think we gotta get you away from it.
Get you off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You start doing good, and then you can prestige, and you got to start all over.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is that they have other planets you can go to, like the moon. Now you're making money off of moon rocks.
I remember that. I remember doing that. Yeah, that was.
Capitalism is easy.
True.
I think that was the quote.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, capitalism is easy. Yeah, that was my case.
It's freaking games.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I like those like older dumb computer games like old school RuneScape and Roller Coaster Tycoon. I don't know why I got into those. I played Team Fortress Classic for a bit. If you ever heard of that, that one's really dumb. Counter-Strike Source I liked a lot.
Yeah,
I even like Counter-Strike. CSGO or whatever it was, and TF2. I was into that back in the day. Yeah. But, I mean, not as much now. I don't remember the last time I played a video game was. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I think for me, it's probably
like the Fallout games. I forgot about that.
Fallout games.
Those are my favorite.
Dude, have you seen the new show?
Yes, I love the show. Oh my god, I'm excited for the next season.
Good. When is that coming out?
I forget. Dude, that... That show was good. I thought it was not gonna be good. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, my dad and my brother were raving about it, and I'm like,
okay.
We've never like played the game or anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't know anything.
Yeah,
about it.
it's.
And so when they were telling me about it, I was like, well,
do I have to play the game?
Do I have to play the game? And my buddy, like me and him, watched the first episode, and he's like, yeah, dude, this is good.
Yeah,
all right.
I know. I was surprised.
December.
Oh, December. Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. That it's this year.
Yeah.
Like,
it's not like next year or 2 years from now.
GTA 6. Dude, did you watch? Yeah.
Dude, those memes like keep saying, we got this before GTA 6.
Yeah.
Like, bro.
Man, I remember when, was it like when Queen Elizabeth died? Everybody was like, oh, it happened before GTA 6.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, no way.
Yeah, or like we got a new pope before GTA 6 came out.
We got a pope from Chicago before
GTA. That's what it was.
No way.
Like, no way, man.
They'll say anything, I swear.
I know.
It doesn't matter.
No, literally. Yeah.
I remember when that happened, there was like this clip that I had. I don't know. I have it on my phone somewhere.
Okay.
But it's like they mixed in because the new king of England is Charles, right? Is it Charles?
Yeah.
I want to say it's Charles. I want to double check.
I'm a dumb American, so I don't really know.
Yeah, I know. I'm not up to date with the royal family.
No, not
King.
me neither. Is it Charles? Yeah.
I want to say it's Charles.
Probably something like
that.
Yeah,
I think it is. So, I have this clip on my phone. It's like King Charles, and it's like right when she died, and he's giving a speech because he was just like announced, like king, right?
Yeah.
And it would cut out, and it would show like the ceiling, and it would be like, these are the things that I will be doing for my my new tyrannical rule over the UK, blah 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 blah. First off, the US, you're coming back to us, you little shits. Blah blah. I'm like, bro, this is crazy.
Yeah, that's insane.
But I love that clip, dude. It's so funny.
That sounds awesome. I know.
Second off, India.
Yeah. It's like, all right, let's reel it back now.
Yeah.
Like, let's not go back there.
Yeah. I'm like, what is going on?
That's awesome, bro.
Dude,
seen those dumb things, yeah.
Yeah, speaking of King Charles, have you seen, like, do you have TikTok?
I don't, actually.
Okay. Yeah, so on TikTok, there's this big thing right now of this dog.
Okay.
Who, man, you just got it. Like, you have to see it. Like, it's just, like, amazing.
It's a dog.
It's this dog that they call King Charles.
Okay.
And, he kind of just, like, oh, man, I don't want to say. He has aura. He has aura. This dog has, like, so much aura that, like, there's, he lives with, like, a bunch of other dogs.
You serious?
Whenever, yeah. So, whenever he enters the scene, right?
Okay.
All the dogs start, like, either going on their bellies or, like, bowing. Like,
what?
Dude, it is crazy.
It's a dog that...
Yeah.
What the
Yeah. I don't know if I can show you a clip, but, like, it's insane. And so he got into a fight with, like, another dog that they're calling,
Oh, wait, yes, I've seen this dog.
not this dog.
Oh. Oh, I thought it was. I was like, I think I've seen them.
Dude, bro, this is him.
Okay.
So he got into this other dog that they're calling Tyrant, right? And yeah, this is it.
And you're about to find out why King Charles rose to global fame after the world witnessed
Watch.
how he ruled.
Look how he's like stepping on him.
He would calmly walk over, identify the troublemaker, and put them in.
What y'all know about Dylan
With
Page?
his signature move of walking over their body. People couldn't believe that dogs nearly twice his size would
Watch.
cower and bow in the near presence.
Dude, that's
of his
crazy.
rival.
What the hell?
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Question his authority. And whenever there was trouble brewing in the kingdom, King Charles would deal with it in a just manner, using the exact amount of force necessary. And when the internet saw that he was not only a strong leader, but a fair one too, they went wild. TikTok edits started flooding the
Yeah, dude, isn't that sick? Bro, dude, it's just a dog.
I like the edits though.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
funny.
I love it, dude. Like,
What? That's sick.
I ran into that, and I sent it to like my friends, right?
Yeah.
I was like,
Or
and I
farming
just
at its
showed my
finest.
mom it, and it's like,
Yeah.
dude, this dog there would be like 50 dogs or whatever, and he just enters the scene with, and
Yeah.
he has like henchmen with him too. I'm like, dude, you guys are just dogs.
It's got like a suit on and
But,
stuff,
yeah,
you know?
Yeah, I'm like, there's no way this dog is doing all of this.
That's crazy,
and
man.
he comes and like the dogs will be fighting, and then he comes and then like they just roll over. and he's like, good boy. Good boy. No way.
Bro was like aura farming or something, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. So, yeah, shoot, I didn't ask any of the questions on here. I honestly forgot.
Hey.
But it's
This
been
is
good.
cool.
So, I wanted to ask about because you started a podcast.
I did, yeah.
When did you start?
I started it in, March, I think?
In March.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I started one 2 years ago.
I think I remember.
Only did one episode, and I was like, I don't really want to do this. And I did one, and I was like, all right, whatever. I went to school, and I don't know how I got the idea to do it again, but I made a video. It's called Habits or whatever. Some habits I was starting to do, and then I was kind of thinking, I'm like, this takes a while to make. Podcasts aren't gonna be as hard to make, at least like editing wise,
Exactly.
And I was like, well, I'll start doing this. I'll see how it goes. I'll start with my roommate. The first episode of it's called The Test Run for a reason.
Yeah,
He's
I
my
watched
guinea
it.
pig. So that was kind of the test.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just started it. I wanted to make a podcast that was kind of like about just life, generally about life. And I kind of wanted to leave like, my thing about it was to leave like politics and religion out of it, was just kind of like a life thing. And it was kind of a way for people, if they're struggling or if they're not, to just go and watch it and maybe it'll make their day or something.
Yeah,
that's kind of what I thought it was. And it kind of started off as just kind of like a fun side thing,
Yeah.
I mean, still is kind of like that, but
It's
I really enjoy
grown.
it. Yeah, I really
grown.
enjoy it. And
Yeah.
I definitely want to keep going with it. So
Yeah, I can appreciate that. Yeah, that's how mine was. Like, it was just gonna be like a side thing.
Yeah.
And then it's grown like so much. Like,
Yeah.
especially when you start making clips. Clips are a game changer. Like, I'm telling you, clips are a game
Yeah,
changer.
I was gonna steal that from you.
Yeah. No, use CapCut. Use whatever you got. Like,
Okay.
I'm telling you, whatever's free.
Yeah, for sure.
And the only thing is, I have to pay for like my captions app.
Okay.
Really cheap. It's not bad at all. And
Good to know.
The captions app uses AI.
Okay.
So literally you just put your clip into it and it'll generate captions and like that.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Whenever you see podcast clips anywhere, it has like that style, like that font or whatever.
Yeah.
And certain words are like highlighted in green or purple or whatever,
Right.
however it is. So, yeah, I use that, and it's just like AI, and it's perfect.
That's great.
The only thing is I have to go back sometimes because it'll misspell certain names because it doesn't know how to.
Yeah. Right. That's cool.
Yeah, I definitely.
Yeah,
recommend that, yeah.
started in March. I've been going with it. I mean, it's kind of hard with school. It was hard. I mean, you notice I found different locations.
I know what you mean.
A lot of those were in the library and in my dorm at one point, but obviously it's a lot easier with the summer because I'm at my house, so I can do it there. So I've been just doing it kind of in my room. Yeah, I don't know who to interview next, so I gotta figure that part out.
Yeah, I've been there before.
So
sometimes you just gotta put out an ad, like.
Yeah, that's
just
what
put it on your story, like who wants to get on,
That's what I'm probably gonna do. I was gonna ask some of my friends. I know I went kind of through the friends that had an interest, and so I might just send a text, a group chat or something.
That's
like,
fair.
Hey, who wants to go on? So
hey, and like anybody you think is interesting is also a good idea.
Yeah, that's kind of what I did.
Yeah.
Too. I got a graduate. I don't know if you saw it, but I got a graduate student on there. He did some
That's
of my
cool.
lessons, and I really me and him kind of would talk a lot during our lessons and stuff. And I kind of, he comes up to me one day and he's like, whoa, he's like, I saw your habits video. It got me to go back to the gym.
Oh, that's sick.
And that was really cool because I kind of look up to this guy,
Yeah.
a little bit. And he's like, if you're doing anything, like, I'd love to be a part of whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, so now I need to actually do this.
Yeah.
So I literally texted him, I'm like, hey, man, can you do this day, this time?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, cool. So I did that with him. That was really cool. It was really nerve-wracking, though, because it was the second episode. And I was, like, still kind of new to it, but, yeah, it was great. And, I kind of looked up to him, too, so it was nerve-wracking for that. But, yeah, it was great. Yeah. So I've been trying to do that. I've been trying to just get everyone I can on there. So, yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, no, I love that you're getting into it. It's a good experience, and like you learn a lot.
Yeah, you learn a lot about people, man.
And it's like you could like I'll be friends with somebody for like years.
Yeah, same.
And one like I feel like I don't know that. Like I don't want to say that, but like once I get them on a podcast and like
they're
fully,
so focused
like,
on
do an interview.
That's
you take a deep dive into like their
life,
their life and like who they are, and it's like I just never knew that about you.
Dude, that happened to me so many times.
Yeah.
With like a lot of people I've had on, like my roommate, for instance, but even like my the graduate student was on there, and I mean, just talking to him about his experiences and some of my other friends too. I didn't know anything. Like I was like,
it's crazy,
man, I didn't know a lot about
like
you.
their like internal battles and challenges they face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was cool for
I'm
that.
like, I did not know you've been like this has been a part of your life. Like this big thing. Like
right. Till now.
Yeah, I've been blind to it. I had no idea.
Right.
Yeah. I also like it because like I'll interview someone that a lot of people know, and then I'll try to make it so that they can learn a lot about that person. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
like a good example I think would be when I interviewed one of the Jesuits at my college.
You did?
Yeah, so he was one of the professors there.
Oh, that's really cool, man.
A lot of people know who he is, but I'm like, I want people to know like I interview him, I want to get like a good deep dive into like who, like his person, like who he personally is.
That's really
like,
cool that
background.
he wanted to like come on and stuff. Yeah, that's really cool.
And so I learned a lot about him.
Yeah,
like his childhood, his early like his like growing up, and like what made him decide to become a Jesuit, and like how he became a professor and like all of that. I'm like, yo. That's another thing, dude. Like, if you get on somebody that a lot of people know, you can give them like a background into that person.
Yeah.
So like they just know them like at face value.
Right.
But like in a podcast, you give them something deeper. They get a deeper look into them.
Yeah, I get a deeper dive. Yeah. That's pretty dope. That's pretty awesome. You got it.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
So, what are some lessons or like things that you've learned,
like from doing it?
Yeah.
Well, honestly, I think one of the things I realized with doing it is I realized each one keeps getting shorter and shorter because my brain, like at first I was like, oh, I'm so great at the questions, but now I'm thinking I really need to get into doing what you're doing over there and getting some kind of just sample questions on there.
Yeah.
I think that'll really help me with the length, That was kind of it, though. That was kind of a big lesson I kind of took from it, but also, like, just, like, realizing that I don't need to be nervous when talking to these people.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't know, for me, I get some nerves, before I, like, interview someone, because it's, like, I don't want to ask the wrong thing, but then you just kind of throw that out the window, and you're just like, whatever. If they answer, they answer. If they don't, they don't,
Yeah.
So I've been kind of toying with that. So,
have you ever like faced someone that will give you like a one-word answer, and you're just like, oh, like how do I get more out of them?
Yeah, but I don't know why I can do that very easily. Though.
That's good.
I don't know why I can, but
that was a big problem for me at the start. I just didn't know. Like I'd have like a few of my earlier ones, it would be just kind of like dry. And I'm like, how do I get to like the meat of it? Like, how do I make it pause? But like, how do I get like, you know what I mean? How do I get a better connection with this person?
It's hard. And I think for me, I do need to get more into the questions and stuff, like writing down like what you're doing. I think that is something I want to get into. But you know, you do experience that sometimes, and then you kind of just like you kind of let them just say whatever they're saying. And you kind of, for me, it was my brain would just think of, okay, what can I ask from this? What can I take from this? That may be off topic, but whatever. Yeah, we'll just go with it. You know. Yeah. So that's kind of how I've done it, but
yeah. I think like trying to be like a good communicator, a good thing is to like listen to what they're saying, and then try to think about like what's like one of the what's the current topic that they're talking about, and then like try to think of a relevant question in the moment. Yeah. And then try to ask them that, because if you think of a question like too soon before they're done talking, right, then it's like you're bringing up something that they mentioned 2 minutes ago. Right. It's kind of like irrelevant at that point.
Right. And that's one of the things I do still need to work on, you know? Yeah. But yeah, it's been getting better each time, though. I've been getting better with it. I think the more I interview people, just more practice I get, you know? Practice makes perfect, as they say. Yeah. But yeah.
So you feel like you've been getting better, like within,
I think each one, even though they've been getting shorter, I'm getting
the content.
More of the content.
That's
you
good.
know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think the first few they're longer, but they don't really have the content. I'm kind of going all over the place, you know. Yeah. But I mean that's what happens. So you got to practice, you know. Yeah. It with really anything, is practice, you know. Yeah. So that's kind of how I look at it. And honestly, for me, it's more of just like a fun thing for me to do. So I'd like to get better at it, of course, and you know, get more better equipment, you know, do all that kind of good stuff. But you know, I'm okay with it not, like, being the best thing out there, either, you know?
That's definitely fair,
So, yeah.
It's just something it's more for you than it is for, like, the internet.
The internet, yeah, exactly. It gets my brain to kind of shut off for a bit and just talk to someone.
Yeah,
you know?
It's like therapy.
We don't have that as much now, you know, with phones and everything. I mean, I hate to be that guy, but, you know, we just don't. We don't have those conversations that people once had, you know? Yeah. And I think having these, you know, podcasts and stuff, I think is one way to get almost that same feel, you know?
Yeah. I like, it's more of like a personal connection with somebody rather than like being in your own space. Right. Focusing on like your own stuff. You could like talk to somebody else, and then like people that listen to them can feel that connection between those two people and maybe feel like connected to those two people. You know what I mean?
Like I did one, I don't know if you saw it, but I did one, I called it a master class, which is just a fancy word for like if a really good like performer, so like a French horn player or something really comes in and they teach on their instrument. So I had my friend who's very good trumpet player, super into jazz and stuff. I had him come on, did a little interview section with him, and then we did like a section where he was playing and he was talking about, you know, the ways he like does solos and stuff, you know. Yeah. And that was really cool. And those are the things I kind of want to do more of. Is kind of just, I love the talking stuff, but I also like let's just do something different, you know. Yeah, exactly. Because that one was really cool. And so I'm really wanting to do more of those ones if I can. It doesn't have to be music, obviously, but you know, doing something different.
Just getting somebody from like a completely different like perspective. You mean?
Yeah, just kind of like, you know, having them come on and maybe showcasing something that they do every day. Yeah. Instead of just talking like an interview type of thing, you know, or as I call it, a casual conversation. Yeah. Kind of getting more of that side. So that's kind of what's been brewing in my head, you know, is kind of getting more of that side of it. I also like don't want to do just the podcast stuff. I've been also working on arrangements, so I kind of want to upload those to YouTube.
What do you mean by arrangements?
So an arrangement's like basically where you take a song and you make it for like an instrument or a vocal person that wasn't originally intended for. Yeah. So you kind of take like let's say I don't know, course, the Beatles are in my head right now. I haven't
The
listened to
Beatles?
the Beatles nonstop. But let's say you take a song like Let It Be, for instance.
Yeah.
Pretty famous Beatles song. You take that, and you're like, wow, I kind of want to take, the vocal part. I want to make that for a French horn. I want to take the, piano, the whatever instruments are being used, and I want to make that for, 4 French horns.
Okay. So
Like
how does that... So wait.
It's weird. It's confusing.
Do you remove the instrumental and place in French horns?
So
how does that work?
So what I do is, because my ears suck, I can't just listen to a song and, okay, I can write down all the music notes and crap.
Yeah.
I can't do that. What I do is I search up Let It Be sheet music free PDF. And I find that.
Yeah.
Now, some of it's sometimes wrong, so I go and find other ones.
That are better, yeah.
Exactly. And you put it together, and you go, I have a music notation app called MuseScore, which is free to use. And you just you're like, all right, I want to put in these people, these parts, and I want to just basically I look at the sheet music. I have 2 monitors. I have my laptop and then a TV kind of thing.
Yeah.
I look there, I see the sheet music. I'm like, all right, that's that note. I put it in there, and it transposes it for me.
Okay.
So I don't have to worry about that crap because I don't know how the hell to do that stuff. So it's something I've been working on. So that's been something I've been doing.
That's dope.
So that's been pretty cool.
Yeah, good for you, man.
That's been something I've been doing. I actually, I've made some marching band ones from that. So I've taken I really like Rex Orange County, if you've heard of him.
Oh,
I don't know if you
man.
have.
I've heard of it.
Okay.
But I don't know.
I'm very indie rock kind of person.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my thing.
I swear, it's called what?
His name is Rex Orange County. Like T-Rex and then orange. Yeah.
I swear I've seen.
Yeah,
this.
he went on hiatus for a bit because he had some things against him. I don't know what was going on there. It probably says it on there.
We go to the news section.
Yeah, if you look on there. But then they got dropped.
Yeah.
It was something about him, something with someone came forward and said something, and you know how that goes.
Like an
allegation against him, and it wasn't true, and then he went on hiatus, so he hasn't made music, I think, since 2022.
Oh my gosh.
So, which is kind of sad, because I really like his music. And so I've been there's not a whole lot of marching band music for this guy. I don't really want to take just the usual Bruno Mars crap that they do, which is fine. I'm not crapping on Bruno Mars by any means, but that's your typical. If you get into the marching band world, a lot of marching bands play that. A lot of pep bands play that. I know at my school, I'm in a college marching band, and we play "Runaway Baby" all the freaking time, man, which is fine. But then we're like, oh, let's play 24K Magic. It's all right. These songs came out almost 15 years ago.
Let's try something new.
And they're still popular. How? You know? And so for me, I was like, well, I kind of want to go into stuff that's a little bit niche, but you know what? I'm just going to go for it. And there's this website that I've been uploading them to, and I actually make some money from it. It's called Arrange Me. And basically, Arrange Me handles all your copyright stuff that they go to the license people, they handle all that, so you get a very small cut from it. But I think of it as a way to just kind of get my foot in the door, and just see how it goes.
Just experience.
Until I can just do it on my own and everything. So I've made 2 of them. I did the song called "Amazing" by Rex Orange County, and then "Loving Is Easy." So.
That's cool, dude.
It's been dope. Yeah. So I've been kind of experimenting with that.
Is that a skill that you've learned from your classes, or is that something you taught yourself?
I actually was in this class. It's called Marching Band Techniques.
Yeah.
And he taught us. It was, my band director. He's the director of the marching band at my school.
Bro.
So it was dope.
I just joked. The band director.
What'd you say?
Have you seen that? Have you heard that sound?
I don't think so. Wait, what is it?
I just joked the band director. I got a brand new saxophone.
Oh yeah, bro. Oh wait, yeah, I have seen that.
And it's like.
Yeah.
I don't know. You said band director.
No, you're good, bro.
My
Dude.
mind, bro.
I know.
Brain,
we're talking about some really nerdy stuff here, so I get it. I totally get it, man.
Dude, I just completely. I just joked band director. Yeah, my fault, man.
No, I don't
said
care.
your
I think it's funny.
You said your band director came in.
Yeah, so he was the teacher for it. He's the marching band director at my school.
Yeah.
So he knows his stuff. Yeah, we did an arrangement project. And we arranged a song. I did a Bob Dylan song. It wasn't very good. No one needs to see that except the class. It was not very good. Bob Dylan, great songwriter, but his stuff is very one voice, so it's very hard to write for that. So I got into folk music for a bit. I watched the Bob Dylan movie, and I was like, oh, I really like his music. And I was like, oh, I'll make an arrangement of it. It wasn't very good. But
yeah, but
you know what? You start somewhere.
That's what started. That's like your
Yeah, and so I did that, and then we learned how to like the stuff they do on the field and shit.
Yeah.
So we basically learned
at a football game.
Exactly at halftime. We learned how to write that.
Yeah.
Like write what they do on the field through
like
a program.
the choreography.
Like the moves they do.
Music,
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. So we learned how to sync the music with that, and we learned kind of how to do that. It was pretty cool. Like to learn how to use it. But yeah.
Yeah, that's
stuff. I really like that. I was actually better at the drill than the music part.
Yeah.
That's what they call it. They call it drill.
Yeah, that's like that includes the dancing.
Yeah, so if you have like a dance team, they're included on that. Like our school, we actually have a dance team with the marching band, which is kind of fascinating. And yeah, they combine with us. Yeah,
that's dope.
So yeah, that's kind of how I got into that though. Was that class? Kind of was like teaching us about it. It's pretty cool. He actually sent me comments about because I emailed him about what I was doing, and he's like, that's cool. He's like, and he actually emailed me like some comments on what I could do better with the drill. So I haven't looked at those. I really need to do that. So
I got that same issue.
Like he sent me an email. It's like right there. I just haven't looked at it.
See, because like I'll see the notification. I'll see the banner. I'll read it, and then I'll be like, and then I'll just completely forget about it.
Same.
I'll just completely forget
same.
About it.
No, it's same thing. It's like, oh wait, I gotta reply to that person. Like
I'm sorry.
Like it's something about plans for the next day, and I'm just like, oh, do I really need to reply?
And then like I'll already be like planning on going to that thing. Yeah. But like I didn't tell them that I was planning on it. So then it's like last minute.
Then you feel
like last minute, like I'll tell them, and they're like, oh shoot.
Oh, I get it. But yeah, so I got to email him back.
Yeah. Do you ever use AI to like help you make music or like write stuff?
I don't. I just do it myself.
Yeah.
So AI is not at the point I feel like to do that. I know that there are ways to do that with AI. I for me don't want to use AI in those ways.
There's no tools that you use or anything?
Not really. I personally, it's just me. I personally am not the hugest fan of AI. I don't like crap on people who use it though. Yeah. I understand people who use it as like a tool and whatever, and I think that's great because I know we talked about it earlier, and I think that's great.
For like the captions.
Yeah, and I think that's great that like you have found a use for it. For me, it's just like not really my thing. So, but I don't like if people use it, I'm not gonna be like, oh, you use AI, like what's wrong with you? I'm not like that about it.
Yeah,
just
for
me personally.
Does it scare you or like is there a specific reason for it?
I think for me a lot of people are scared about, which I get, especially those who are writers and stuff and write books
like artists too.
And artists. I feel like for me, music, I think music more gets enhanced by AI more than anything. Yeah. I don't think. And I even think with the writing stuff, I think human beings are still going to be more creative than something that can learn from people.
We still have an edge. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. And I understand the worry and everything like that, but I really do think that, especially with music, maybe 10 years from now we're going to see an AI whatever of this instrument, but at least right now I don't see that. I know that in another music program, actually a notation software like the one I use, they have a way where you can use AI to enhance how the sounds sound.
The sounds, yeah.
Because the sounds suck. I mean, the ones they use are pretty bad. It's computer generated, like trumpet or clarinet, and it sounds awful. I mean, it just does. It doesn't sound like the real thing.
Yeah.
And the AI, what's nice about that, like my director had that on his, sound like an actual like marching band was playing it. And I think that's great that there's ways they have that, because that is really important, because you'll hear it and it sounds fine, but I never hear how it sounds on the field or how it sounds in the stands.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So that's kind of the nice thing about that. So that I will give props to AI with that. Is it's nice to hear them do that kind of things.
Yeah.
But I'm not necessarily super scared about it. But I do understand people's fears.
Yeah, fears. Yeah.
Because everyone's got a fear with something, and I understand that. Especially with writers and artists.
Artists.
Like paint, like that kind of stuff, drawings and stuff. Like, yeah, I get it. I mean, AI can make some wild shit, man.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's some stuff on there I get on Instagram, and I'm like, is this real?
Like, how did he do that? There's no way.
How? Yeah, especially the real fake stuff.
The deepfakes,
deepfakes.
Yeah,
Sorry, I couldn't think of the name of it.
Yeah.
That stuff is like scary.
Yeah, even like they can do videos and stuff.
Yeah,
that's what's scary.
It's crazy.
What was it? Did you hear that story about ChatGPT 3?
No.
When they were shutting down ChatGPT 3 to swap it with ChatGPT 4, ChatGPT 3 somehow managed, like in the process while they were trying to destroy it, recreated itself somewhere else.
What?
Something like that. It tried to save itself.
Dude, that's like 2001: A Space Odyssey, man.
Dude, yeah, it sounds like some Skynet shit. Like,
yeah.
Let me look that story up, because I swear
it's
real.
That's insane, man.
GPT.
Oh my god.
3.
I know. That's crazy. It recreates itself. I don't know how. That's crazy, dude.
I don't know where it is, but there's something about it that like they try to like, the developers or whoever tried to like get rid of it, and it tried to save itself, and it's like, how does it have like the what do you call that, self-preservation?
Yeah, whatever.
How does it have that?
Yeah, how the hell? That's just weird, man.
Yeah,
wild.
Wow. I have no idea how that shit's real.
Yeah,
but I did hear something about whether I think it was like in the Diddy case or something that they had brought a video, and it turned out to be like fake through AI.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
wow.
I think it was that case, but I
don't know how. Okay, just gonna throw this out there. How the hell did it take this long for that guy to get in like court?
Right, dude.
Am I the only one that thinks that? I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people who agree with me. But
everybody,
it's like, how the hell did it take this?
Everybody
long?
hinted at it.
Yeah.
Everybody, like.
Sorry, I was totally off topic, but
you're right.
Like, what the hell?
Cause like
I just think of the clip from the Ellen show.
Bro, dude, that one was bad. Hey. That one was bad.
Oh, and here comes Diddy. It's
like all the kids were like, ah,
yeah. It's my good friend Diddy. It's like, whoa.
And he just like springs up out of nowhere.
Yeah. I've seen that clip everywhere, man. Like my roommate, he'll be like, here comes Diddy.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, man. But
no, like Cat Williams had been calling him out for like years.
That's crazy.
I swear he called him out like early 2000s.
Ain't no party like a Diddy party.
Oh
like
my
LeBron?
gosh, LeBron, dude.
Yeah, just wild stuff, man.
And then like the celebrities that were cool with him, it makes you think twice about it.
Yeah, it makes you think like
do I actually like them, or
how do I feel about them?
Like, how do you like, if you like how does it make you feel about LeBron? Everybody likes LeBron, but it's like, bro, was that he said ain't no party like a Diddy party. That's crazy.
Right. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Do you pay attention to sports at all?
I do. I really like. I'm a big baseball guy.
Baseball, yeah.
As you can tell, really like baseball.
Yeah.
I'm not like super like I'm hyper focused on it. Like I'll watch it, I I like baseball. I like basketball.
Yeah. What teams do you pay attention to?
So for me, it's the Cubs. I'm a huge Chicago Cubs guy.
Cubs guy.
My friends who go to ISU who are Cardinals fans hate me for that.
Cardinal. Oh yeah.
You know about
I would imagine
that beef.
I would imagine. Yeah.
Even though I've told them I'll go to a Cardinals game, like, you know, like I'll come with you guys. I just won't wear any Cubs stuff because I'll probably get like killed or something.
Yeah, lynched.
Yeah, seriously, man.
It's bad.
You thought the White Sox versus the Cubs. Nah, man, it's Cubs versus Cardinals, dude. I mean, seriously. That's a huge one. Like the White Sox one looks like a playground fight compared to that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I like the Cubs. They've been doing pretty well this season. I've been kind of staying up with it, but besides that, like I kind of watch anything with basketball. I hate to be that guy, but I used to be. I never really was a diehard like NBA person. I've always been a college basketball person.
Really?
I don't really follow a specific team, but I really like college basketball because I think it's like that's why I like college football too. It's like, you know, everything's just kind of like changes every year, you know?
Yeah.
It's always interesting every year, you know?
It changes up, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, I feel like there's higher stakes because people want to make it, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, especially, I mean, I think for me, I especially got into it because my school, you know, it's not a Big Ten school, but they are a D1 school.
Yeah.
But they're in, like, the lower whatever to that. And I kind of got into it that way. I kind of started, like, paying attention to the games more.
Yeah.
And they're just more interesting, you know, at the college level. So
yeah.
I like college sports, specifically like football and basketball. I'm not a huge football person. Like, I'm not going to, like, go out and go watch a game, you know? But, like, you know, if, like I was planning on maybe going to, I'm a really big University of Iowa fan.
Yeah.
So I was planning on going to, like, go see one of their games or something in the future. But besides that, though, yeah, I'm mainly into baseball. Got into that recently, though. I used to not be a huge baseball person or a sport person at all. It was really after high school was when I started to, like, oh, this seems dope. Like,
yeah, that's
what's
cool. You know, my sweet mate this year was our pitcher. I think he might have been
Are you serious?
Pitcher, yeah.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, and he was really freaking good too.
What division is your guys' school? I'm just curious.
Are we D1?
Okay.
I want to say we're D1.
Okay.
I want to make sure before I say anything
you
crazy.
go Creighton, right? Or
yeah,
something?
Creighton,
yeah. Yeah, I've heard of them before, so
I want to say our basketball is really freaking good.
Too. I think that's where I've heard of that.
That's why I want to say we're D1 because like we've beaten really freaking good schools. Yeah, we're D1.
Oh yeah, you guys are. Yeah, NCAA. Yeah, I think you search up Korean and ISU.
We're in Big East.
East. Oh, you're in a different conference. Never mind. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure what conference you're in. I know we're in a different one, but that's cool.
But
man.
yeah, our basketball, dude, like we'll beat people that we're not supposed to beat, and then go on to lose to someone that's like unranked. Like,
yeah, that's basically ISU sports as well.
2 years in a row, we beat the #1 seed.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like last year it was.
God, that's like when we beat our rival and then we lost every game. It's like, dude, how? What?
I'm like, man, that rivalry game must have gone crazy then.
Right. It was our rival. Well, we have two. It's Bradley and SIU.
Where's Bradley?
Bradley's in Peoria.
Oh, okay. That can't be that far from you then.
No. Yeah. Peoria's like a 30-minute drive.
Yeah.
You know, so
that's funny.
And it's like down the road, but SIU's the farther one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It was basketball. Our men's team was a lot better this year, but my freshman year they were awful. They just lost.
Do you guys have football?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They were really good this past year.
Yeah.
Last year they weren't as good, but this past year they were.
Yeah.
And I mean, they made it to I think the second round of the playoffs or something, you know, and they were doing pretty decent.
That's pretty good, yeah.
Then they lost. But you know, honestly, that's pretty good for us because we normally lose every game. So yeah, and I heard they're trying to get some pretty good players to get on that team next year, from what I heard. My girl. Sorry, this is gonna be very convoluted. My girlfriend's mom's boyfriend is very into college football.
Yeah.
Like he's super into. He went to Notre Dame. He was in their marching band and stuff, but he really loves football. So he knows a lot about it. So like when I have questions, I talk to him about it because he knows like everything about me. He's like an encyclopedia for that kind of stuff. So he was the one telling me, oh yeah, they're thinking about getting like he like follows. I think he follows the football team more than I do. And I go to the school.
Yeah,
you
I know
know
what you mean. I know
so
exactly
it's
what you
like but yeah. He went to Notre Dame and stuff.
I think the funniest shit is like the people that pay attention to the stats, like really close
So,
attention.
That's
to
how
the
he
stats.
is. It's
Yeah.
like he knows like the players and
Yeah.
I don't know any of that shit, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I like watching sports, but I cannot memorize players' names for shit. I just can't do that. But I love watching, and watching sports and stuff. It's fun. But I just like watching it. I'm not a huge like, oh, I know all these players,
Yeah.
I'm just.
But like
That's
you
not
like
me.
watching them play. Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. Yeah.
I know. Yeah. Me and my buddies will get together and watch UFC whenever there's like a big fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's our thing. Like,
Dude, that's dope. I've never gotten into that, but that's really cool.
Dude, bro, you gotta tune into a good card though. Like, if I'm gonna tell you to watch it, like you need to wait for a good ass card.
That's what I've heard with that kind of stuff.
Or just watch like the YouTube. Like, if you can watch clips on YouTube, like there's some good fights.
So you've been into MMA for a bit now, I assume.
Ooh, dude. So I got into it freshman year of college.
Okay.
So it was like instant. It was like right away.
This is like my thing.
Yeah, because I got there and I had told my friends, like I'm into martial arts, like, because I had done taekwondo, I had done like wrestling, and that's all I had done. That's not MMA, right?
Right.
But like I was telling my friends that.
But
and
yeah,
one of my
still
buddies
similar.
Is like, yeah. And one of my buddies is like, yo, like we should watch UFC. And so I remember the first fight that we watched was like, you're not gonna know who these people is. Sean Strickland and Israel Adesanya.
Okay.
Those two fought, and Israel Adesanya had like several title defenses.
Wow.
And was basically like the champion for a little while, right?
Yeah.
And this was supposed to be like a fight where he was supposed to just sweep Strickland. Like Strickland, there was no chance of Sean Strickland winning. And so we were watching this fight.
Yeah.
And first round, like Strickland rocks him. Like he Israel Adesanya's just like stumbling around, and we're like, oh my god, oh like, oh shit. Yeah, but like at the moment, like we're freaking out, but I don't think we even grasped the reality of what just happened, because this was our first fight we were watching.
Okay. So you all were trying to get into it together.
Yeah, we were.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like, so it was me and my one friend, and both of us were like in the same boat, and then we had a third friend that was like extreme. He'd been into MMA since like middle school, so he knew exactly what was going on, and so like both of us were like, me and my buddy were like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy, and he's over there like, do you guys know what this means? If he wins this, do you know what this means?
The whole world's like falling for this guy. Yeah.
And it ends up Sean Strickland wins by decision 5th round, because like he had like completely destroyed Israel Adesanya's like morale by the end.
That's insane, man.
And so yeah, it was just like that was like the perfect introduction for us, man. Like it completely changed that division like forever.
That's crazy,
It's crazy,
dude.
It completely changed history, and it's like we tuned into that one out of all of them. So that was a bit of a tangent, but what I'm trying to get at
that's how you got into it.
Is that I don't know what I'm trying to get at, to be honest.
I think I got you.
What I'm trying to get at is that there's some really freaking like incredible fights to watch.
Oh yeah,
for UFC.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. And then there's some snoozers. There's some snoozers.
Gotta have that with everything.
Bilal. What y'all know about Bilal? What's his name?
Okay.
Let me think. Oh, dude, my buddy asked me this question.
Okay.
And and I used it in my podcast with him because it was like, yo, this is good. So if you could go back in time and talk to your younger self for 30 seconds, what would you say?
Oh, 30 seconds?
Yeah, that's
wow.
That's low-key a long time.
Yeah. Man, I would just tell him that, like, because I, you know, as a kid, I think I struggled a lot with, like, you know, I moved around a lot.
Yeah.
My parents got divorced when I was younger, so just kind of, you know, that kind of thing. I guess I would tell my younger self is to just, like, it's going to sound so cliche, but, like, just never give up. Just keep going. You know, things are going to smooth out, I promise. There's going to be a lot of dumb shit that's going to come down your way, but you're going to get through it.
Yeah.
You know, I promise. I think that's what I would say. Maybe I'd replace shit with something else if they're, like, really young, you know?
I feel like,
I'm good about that stuff, but I'm on a
like
podcast right now, so I don't care. But
I feel like just, like, if I were to see myself in the future, or, like, if I were to see, like, a future version of myself, and they look like they're doing all right, that's enough for me.
Same.
Like, you know what I mean?
They're doing what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Then I could feel at peace.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And even if they're not, it's kind of like, at least I found something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, at least I found, like, a calling, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
It's, yeah, it gets...
That's a good question, man.
Yeah, no, he told me, he's like, dude, you gotta...
Yeah.
Because I had asked him, like, before the pod, like, because I had interviewed him before. I'm like, yo, like, I'm kind of struggling trying to think of questions to ask you because I, like, asked you everything I could think of the first time.
Yeah, right.
And so, do you got anything new for me? And he was like, oh, yeah, I got you. And he actually sent me a reel. He sent me a reel, and he was like, yo, this is perfect. You gotta put this in. And so I asked him that question. And I guess because he had sent me that, he had, like, plenty of time to think about it. So he gave me, like, the most perfect answer. And I don't remember what it was. I gotta look back.
Of course, yeah.
I gotta look back. But I know, like...
Yeah, it was a good answer.
It was good. When I asked him, it was good. Yeah. I just don't remember right now.
I've done that before, man. Yeah.
Yeah, but...
That's a good question.
Honestly, I think, like... going back to, like, fix the past just never works. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got that whole butterfly effect stuff, you know? And it's like, I mean, I feel like a lot of things unfortunately have to happen for you to learn things.
Exactly.
You can't live life in a bubble, so to speak, you know? Like, have you ever watched Seinfeld?
Yeah.
You know the Bubble Boy?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, there's this.
Yeah,
This episode where there's Jerry's doing something stupid like usual, and they run into this character and they call him Bubble Boy. I could be totally wrong. I'm not a huge Seinfeld person, but call him Bubble Boy, and the whole time he's off screen. You never see the guy, and he's just yelling back. He's like, stop, like, get away from me, and it was pretty funny, but. I don't know, I kind of think about that. Like, you know, this guy is just in this bubble his whole life, you know?
Off screen.
Yeah, off screen.
Yeah.
Like, you know, no conflict, you know, no stress, you know? That's not how you live life, man. You gotta just...
That's like...
You gotta get killed before you can get back up again, you know?
That is an insane pull. That is like a crazy pull.
I know, that was a crazy pull.
Yeah, no, I respect...
I was like, I don't know why. I was like, oh, Seinfeld.
I respect that pull.
Well, I appreciate it. There's going to be a lot more of those coming your way. I promise you, man.
I respect that pull. That's funny.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. No, yeah. I do you ever think about, like, just the concept of time travel and how that shit is?
It's insane.
Yeah, because...
I don't know.
I can't comprehend, like, a way that you could go back in time.
I know, like, my buddies always talk about, like, oh, it'd be cool to, like, live in this time. And then I'm like, I don't know. Like, I know we say that now because of all the stuff, all polarization we go through nowadays and all that crap. But it's like, you know, there were times like that back then, too, I feel like. You know, there were times where, you know, everything wasn't right. I watch these videos about, oh yeah, this was a huge thing or whatever that happened.
Yeah.
And you talk to your grandparents about talk about how great the past was, but then you find stuff about the past and you're like, yeah, I don't know if it was that good. For a lot of different people.
And a lot of that past wasn't that long ago.
No.
Which is crazy.
No, man.
Dude, yeah.
Barely 100 years ago, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, to me it's like, I don't know. I look at history as, I find it interesting, but I also am like, I also like to learn from it too, and I think that's why I would never want to go back and see how those times were,
Yeah, you've always been like a history buff, no? Like you've
yeah,
always been,
I don't know why I've always been interested in that.
Yeah,
I found it always interesting.
No, me too. Yeah, in high school I took like all the AP history.
I never did that actually.
Yeah.
I wish I would have, but
Yeah.
I always found it kind of interesting. I feel like it can. That's why for a while I wanted to be a teacher, and teach
history
it. But
teacher, yeah.
I was like, this isn't really my thing. I actually was because I got this old guy. No shame, just made me not want to do it. Just made me not want to do it.
He
I was
like one of those guys that just hates his job? Or?
He just talked a lot, man.
Yeah.
He made me bored, and I'm a history person.
Yeah.
It's like, all right,
That's too bad.
this is not my thing. But I found music, and I was like, yeah, I think this is something I more want to do.
That's good.
But yeah.
You've
I
been
do
into
like
music before that, no?
Yeah, I mean, I have been playing the trumpet since the 5th grade.
Yeah.
I switched to French horn when I got to high school.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been playing it for a while. So
Yeah, because I want to say we met in middle school, right?
yeah, I think that's the last time like me and you have even had a real conversation.
Had a conversation, yeah.
And like I remember I walked in today, and I looked at you and I was like, wow, he looks a lot different from that.
Yeah.
Like your hair, man.
Yeah.
Like
Dude,
that's what.
Yeah.
It looks great though.
Thanks,
like I think you look great and
I
everything.
appreciate it.
It's not a bad no knock on you
Yeah.
or anything like that. But I was just like,
Yeah,
God,
I like. See, that's
it's been
another,
that long.
Yeah.
Like,
that's another thing that I love about having a podcast. I can reconnect with people that I
Yeah.
haven't talked to in years. Like
that's a good thing about it
Yeah.
too. It's like, oh yeah, I can have this person
Yeah.
on I haven't talked to in a while.
do
Yeah.
you remember Isaiah Zapote?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like
My God.
one of my first episodes I got him on.
Really?
He hit me up, yeah, and I was like, yo, you like
Dude.
let's do it.
I haven't talked to that guy in years. Yeah, me and
Yeah.
him were decently close. We went to elementary school
Yeah.
together.
Oh damn. Yeah.
Yeah, me and him both played trumpet together.
Yeah.
I know that he went to Streamwood, right?
Yeah.
High school.
He did, yeah.
I know he told me he played tuba there because he switched to tuba for a bit, and then he just
Yeah.
quit and just did football.
Yeah.
Which I mean makes sense. That band is tiny, man. They got like 20 people in it, maybe. But yeah, I remember him. Yeah, he's a great guy.
I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
that's another
I never had
time.
any bad things to say about him.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. That's just another time that like I just got to reconnect with somebody. I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
Before then I hadn't seen him since middle school. Same with you.
Yeah.
We might have seen each other at like a track meet or something, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I did cross country
Yeah.
for a little bit. Only my
same.
freshman year, but I know I saw his name Isaac.
Isaac, yeah, that's
Yeah.
my boy, that's my bro.
Yeah, you guys are still close, right?
Yeah,
okay,
that's my day one.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
That normally doesn't work that way,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
So
No,
I'm glad to
he's-
hear that.
dude, he's like all of my friends from like elementary school, like all the way up.
Wow.
Even before then,
Yeah.
had moved away, and he's the one that like stayed.
Yeah.
He's the only one. Yeah.
Damn. Okay. What's he up to?
He's
Just curious.
He got his. I want to say he got his associates at ECC,
Oh, good for him.
and so he's gonna go to UIC. In the
okay.
fall. Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, I remember him. I think that's kind of how, if I remember correctly, I knew him, I think, before I knew you.
Yeah.
And I think that's how we kind of met, was
Yeah.
through him. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because we took all those, like, what did they call them back then?
Oh, my God.
Like, all those, was it gifted? Did they call them gifted classes?
Are you talking about the,
Like, in middle school?
like the honors classes? I took an honors English class.
In middle school?
Yeah, I know that's what they called it, at least, was like honors.
I don't think they called it honors until
Oh, really?
High school, yeah.
You might be right. Maybe it was like accelerated or
yeah.
something.
Yeah, it might have been.
Accelerated English or something. Miss Mudd. Yeah.
And I think, like there was a lot of...
Yeah.
And honestly, dude, I don't...
And it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Then we all kind of went this way, you know, because
Right?
where my boundaries were, I went to, South Elgin.
So weird.
Yeah. Yeah, and I live... Dude, I live way closer to Bartlett High School than I do South Elgin. I live in Bartlett.
I
Like, I
don't
literally
understand.
live by downtown Bartlett.
Yeah.
Like, it's so weird.
I never understood those borders, dude.
They're changing them, though, from what I heard.
Yeah.
I heard that where I live is now considered Bartlett High School territory.
Yeah.
It's just insane.
I mean, it's
I'm like-
probably... I mean, that would have been better for you, but...
I met a lot of people, though, through South Elgin.
That's good.
A lot of my friends I'm pretty close with, like, still to this day. Like, the one guy that was on the podcast the other day, I met him through South
The
Elgin.
Lifter?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I listened to that one.
Yeah, he went to South Elgin. He was originally from Chicago, and then he moved, and he went to South Elgin, and that's how we got close.
That's cool, yeah.
But yeah, he's a good guy. But yeah, a bunch of those guys I met through there,
Yeah.
That's how I met my roommate, actually. So
Really?
met him through high school. We were both freshmen in band and
Yeah.
played trumpet, and that's how we met.
Is there a lot of South Elgin people that went to ISU?
There's some. I know that the class below us, there's a lot of them that went
Yeah.
went to ISU.
Yeah,
I don't really talk to a lot of them, but I remember them from like elementary school and stuff.
Yeah.
Like we kind of went through
That's
everything,
crazy.
Yeah. together. But yeah, there's some. Not a lot though. It's kind of surprising. Not a lot.
Yeah.
But there's some.
That's dope. Like at least you get to keep those connections, even if like you vaguely knew them.
Yeah.
In high school, now at least
It's
like,
weird seeing them though.
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh yeah, I guess they are. Like I don't know. Like I remember my old friend, his younger sister, I think is now. I think she's like a junior or senior in high school.
Yeah.
And that just blew my mind.
Yeah.
Because when I knew her, she was into Shopkins, dude.
Yeah.
Like she was this tall, bro. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm like,
That's
oh,
crazy.
damn.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on?
Dude, that's like my brother is he's gonna be a senior, so he's gonna graduate next year.
Go to Bartlett or whatever.
Yeah, he's in Bartlett.
Yeah.
So it's like, damn.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
I know. Weird how that world works,
man.
right?
Dude, and like at Creighton, I'm the only kid from like probably our whole school district.
I was gonna say,
yeah.
I remember when I remember I saw you on Snap Maps.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I'm the only one.
crap, he's far, Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and it's just, it's not that like, I'm not gonna say you're wrong, but it's not like that it's far, it's just that it's like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, it's more of
How-
that, like,
how did
it's
you-
just spread out. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, I'm here.
How did you end up on that school? I'm just curious.
So, it was, I want to say my mom was the one that put me on. Like,
Okay.
I had no idea.
Where to go?
And so, I guess she had like, did a lot of research about like a bunch of universities that had a criminal justice program.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was one of them, and it was supposedly pretty good.
Okay.
And so we did a like meeting with one of the like admissions counselors or whoever.
Okay.
They came to Chicago.
Oh, wow, that's nice.
Yeah, and so I met like we talked like one-on-one with them.
Wow,
And so they were telling me
cool.
about like all the different things about it, and then I want to say a few months later, I did a tour there, and I was like, "Yo, this is it. This school is."
That's always how that goes. You know,
Yeah.
it's like you get to the school and you're like, and you walk around it or something. And you're like, yeah, this is my school.
Yeah, because I had toured U of I
Okay.
the previous year, and I'm like, this is just too big.
Yeah, that place
And then
is
I went to
huge.
DePaul, and I'm like, this city's just like the city's just too much for me. Like, I don't know if I could do this. And I went to their quad, and it was like a box. It was tiny because it's just like
Yeah.
smashed in between two buildings.
Right. I've not been
And-
to DePaul, but
You
yeah.
know? Yeah. And I had visited I want to say Indiana State
Okay.
University
Yeah.
in I want to say it's like Blooming something. Bloomington.
Yeah, I think it's
yeah. It's also Bloomington.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And so I had been
right.
there, and I'm like, yo, this school is nice. I was thinking about going there.
Okay.
And then after going to Creighton, I'm like, yo,
I'm glad
that's it.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's how I ended up there.
Are you the only kid from like Illinois that's there?
There's some good. Yeah, there's a good amount. From there. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Lots dude. Let me tell you something. It's so weird. We have probably one of the highest counts of kids from Hawaii.
What?
Yeah.
That's really random.
Yeah, I know.
What the hell?
I think it's like a legacy thing.
Interesting.
Yeah, so like
Hawaii to me has always seemed like its own thing.
Yeah, like,
I know it's a part of the United
States,
yeah. But it's always seemed like it's like, yeah, I guess, but it's kind of
people forget about it.
Yeah,
but yeah. So there's a lot. We have a lot from Hawaii.
Wow.
And I would say after that it would probably be Minnesota, and then Colorado, and then maybe like Illinois.
Wow,
so,
interesting.
Yeah.
Huh, that's really cool.
Yeah, I like that it's like diverse and there's like there's people from all over. Like my roommate is from Hawaii.
That's really cool.
So like we have like our lifestyles are just like
totally different.
A little different.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then there's stuff like we connect on and it's like, yo, like I mess this is why I mess with you. Like this is it.
This is why we're friends. Yeah. Dude, I get that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What made you choose ISU? I don't remember if you said.
Yeah, I don't know if I talked about that. Well, I was kind of ran the same thing you did. I was on this like me and my dad took a Route 66 trip through Illinois.
Yeah.
And we took a bigger one eventually, but we took just the one through Illinois. And we went all the way down to Missouri, and then we came back up, and we stopped at U of I.
Yeah.
Because that was something on my list. It's way too big.
I know.
Way too big for me. And I was just like, yeah, this really isn't for me. ISU is only a 45-minute drive away from there.
Yeah, that's
up
perfect.
north.
Yeah.
So then we went up there and we like kind of just looked around. And I was like, yeah, this is my place. It just the size. Yeah, it's a bigger school, but it wasn't like U of I where it's just a city. This felt more like manageable for me.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I got it. And also tuition, man, that was a big thing.
Yeah.
ISU is cheap. That was a big thing. Because I'm not the smartest, person. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, as they say. So I didn't get a whole ton of scholarships, but I knew that the school wasn't the most expensive school in the world. And I also knew I could get into it.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the big things for me. And just everyone there I met was just very nice.
Very friendly.
There's a lot of friends I have from there, and just everyone there is a lot of people there are very friendly.
Yeah.
I'm sure you meet people that aren't the greatest.
There's always drama.
Bunch in the world, but that's how that works. That's how the world works.
Yeah.
So I don't discount it, but ISU, very friendly people. I've had great professors, and I really good.
It all just worked.
Just all kind of worked out. I don't know what to say,
good.
but it's kind of how I got onto there. But yeah.
Did you tour any other schools?
So I toured Judson University in Elgin. Yeah. The biggest thing for me was I really wanted to go to a school that had a marching band.
Yeah.
That was kind of the big thing for me, just because at the time I was still thinking about music education. And Judson was just too small. It was too close to home.
Yeah.
Wasn't for me.
You want to get a little way.
Great school, though. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, good school. My mom went there to actually go back to school to get her master's.
Yeah.
Degree. But it just wasn't for me. It's just too small. They really try to get me, though. But I was like, I'm sorry. Like, this just isn't my vibe. But I looked there. I really just looked at. I didn't look at many places, to be honest. I kind of got to ISU, and I was like, this is for me. My girlfriend's sister, she goes to Augustana College, if you know where that is.
I don't.
It's up north.
It's in Illinois, though, right?
Yeah, it's in the Quad Cities by Iowa.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And, I remember going there a couple times just to, she's also a music major, so she's has concerts and stuff. So we,
Yeah.
they would invite me to go with them. And like, again, it's a small school, and don't get me wrong, those small schools got those very pretty campuses, but they're just too small for me, Like, I don't know what it is, but yeah, I think for me it was just like I got to ISU. My family really wanted me to go to Elmhurst, actually.
Yeah.
Because my aunt actually went to Elmhurst, and she said, "Oh, well, two of my friends, they were music majors," and she really tried to get me to look into it. And don't get me wrong, they got a good music program, but again, the big thing was the marching band. That was what I wanted. And ISU has a 400-person marching band.
Oh my god!
So it was perfect,
Yeah,
I mean, U of I does too, but I was
good,
like, well, it's not an audition. U of I's is. You know what I mean? I was like, this is perfect. It's not an audition. I could just join it. That's great.
That's good.
That's what I want to get into. So that's kind of my story with that. Is I just kind of looked at other schools. I wanted to stay in state, but ISU just seemed like the best thing. It was in the one. It was kind of in the middle of nowhere, but it was also like in the middle of the state. It's literally central Illinois.
It's another part of the state that you don't really see.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's only 2 hours, so I was able to go home pretty easily and everything.
Yeah. Would you go home over the weekend or?
I would pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot. I mean, not as much this year.
Yeah.
I kind of got used to like seeing more people and stuff. And, people. I also joined a fraternity. So.
Oh, which one?
It's a music fraternity. It's called Phi Mu Alpha Sinfonia.
Okay. Yes.
I don't know if you've heard of it, but
I don't think we have that one.
Yeah, probably not. It's a pretty smaller fraternity.
Yeah.
It's a music one, but it's like a social one.
Yeah.
That's great. I've met a bunch of great guys in that.
That's dope. Yeah. Good for you.
So, but yeah, ISU's definitely become the place.
Hell yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm glad that all worked out for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, I know people that like end up at a school and they're like,
yeah,
I just went here and man,
now I want to transfer.
Yeah, I'm thinking about transfer.
So what happened to my
or like they'll go somewhere just because their girlfriend goes there, and then they just get stuck there after they break up, and it's like, oh my god.
I know a bunch of people like that from my high school.
Yeah.
That happened, and it's like
yo, you should not have been thinking like that, man.
I know, like for me, like my roommate's girlfriend, like she transferred from her first year at the school.
Yeah,
and she hated it. She's actually a softball player. She plays on their softball team, but the first year at the school she was at, she just hated it, and then she transferred. Now she like loves the school, so that's good. You know.
Yeah.
So that happens. You
yeah.
know? They go to a school, they think they like it, and
it's scary because you give them a lot of money too.
Yeah, man, you give them as much as a car costs, more than that sometimes. Some of these places, man, it's like crazy.
I was talking to a lady earlier, and she was like telling me how much like Northwestern costs.
Oh God!
And I was like, yo, that just sounds like they're stealing from you. That sounds like robbery, straight up.
Highway robbery, man.
I can't believe that. There's did I get accepted? No, I didn't. I want to say I did get accepted to like Seton Hall in New Jersey. I want to say it's New Jersey. I think it's New Jersey. But they were expensive as hell. They were like $75,000 or something tuition, and I'm like, there is no way I'm going there.
That's insane.
There's no way I'm going there. And I'm like, yo, that's a really good school. Yeah. That is a really good school. And I had to be like, there's no way I'm going.
Yeah, I'm not paying.
I'm sorry. I know I'd probably get the best education there, but like, and I was talking to somebody that went there, and is that what happened? Yeah, I think I was talking to somebody, and they were telling me that like the majority of people that go there are commuters, and I'm like, well, there's like, I'd have to live on campus, and if everybody that goes there is a commuter, then like I'll have no friends.
Yeah,
that would be rough.
Right, that would be super rough.
Yeah,
cause especially they're all commute. Yeah.
Is ISU is there a lot of commuters?
So we do have a lot of townies. That's what they call them down there.
Townies.
Yeah, people call them townies. I don't know what that. Yeah, I don't know. There's a guy I know that would always call them townies. So that's why I call people now that live in the town that the college is in. But
the townies. Yeah,
townies. There is a lot of them that do go to our school. Not like a ton where it's like all commuter focused. And a lot of them live in the dorms. Like, they choose to live on campus, which I found very surprising to me.
That's persuasive.
Yeah, because to me, I mean, no knock on ISU, but dorms suck. All right, at least for me, I hated the dorms.
I think it's more of like the life, like
the
social life too.
Sure. Oh yeah, I hated the dorms. I'm glad I have an apartment next year. That's just me though.
Same here.
But yeah, there was not a lot of commuters. Yeah. That were, they lived in town,
Yeah, townies.
Townies, man. I don't know, that's what they call them. That's what this guy, he's like, yeah, because he was going out with this girl, and he was like, well, she's not still going out, by the way. Sorry, phrased that horribly.
He is currently.
He is currently still going out with the girl. I don't know if he'll ever watch this, but if he does, he was like, oh, she's not really a townie. I was like, I've never heard that in my life. I'm like, what's a townie? He's like, oh, someone that lives in the town. I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, like, that makes sense. Just never heard that before. But a lot of people use that term around there. So I don't know. The townie, Yeah. That's how I got it.
What's funny for us is, like I said, like we have a lot of Hawaiians. So what they do is when they greet you, they say shoots. It's kind of like saying like hello or whatever.
Okay.
Like, what's up? They say shoots.
Shoots. Okay.
Yeah, and then they like go like that.
Oh
yeah!
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Like
the surf. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. That's crazy, dude.
I mean, like I'd see like all of them doing that. I'm like, yo, what's up with that? And then like my friend will do that to me, and I'm like, all right, I guess I'm doing it back. And then now I'll pick it up. Like
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Dude. That's funny.
I'm like, how did that start?
Yeah, I've never been there, so I don't even know.
Yeah, it's like they have like a lingo. They say things differently. It's pretty cool.
That's kind of cool to learn all that,
I feel like, I feel lucky to like be around it, you know what I mean, without having to go there.
Yeah, I don't know anyone from Hawaii at my school, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, do you guys have any transfers? Or not transfers, that's not what I meant. Like exchange students or like people from other countries.
We do. I haven't really seen many. I've heard we do, though.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know. I know U of I has more of that. I know U of I is a big...
I would think so, yeah.
Remember the Big Ten schools have more of that, like, whatever. I don't think our school has as many. I know a lot of the teacher assistants are from
other countries.
Yeah. I know that. Besides that, though, I haven't really come across someone who is from, like, another country.
Yeah.
So... like a student,
Interesting, yeah. We have...
Oh, wait, no, yes I have. I'm sorry.
A handful.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You got a friend?
Yeah, I know someone, sorry. So, how it works at ISU, like with the music department, works the same way everywhere else. You get put in something called a studio.
Yeah.
Which is basically like your applied instruments, the instrument you play. So I play French horn. So I'm in a studio with all these people, and then there's a teacher that leads the studio, or a professor, and they also do, like, you also have lessons with them. It's kind of how it works. You have weekly lessons, Well, anyways, you meet as a studio to play as an ensemble together. And there was one guy in there. He was I think a graduate student, and I believe he was from China. And it was really cool to get his perspective on things. Because China and the United States, are pretty big powers, and they're pretty big different countries, And so it's very interesting to get kind of his whatever. I remember one time he told me, because he graduated in the fall, and I asked him, like, oh, I can't wait you're excited to walk, and he's like, well, I actually forgot to sign up. So I don't know if he ever walked. I never got confirmation. I know he got his degree. I know he's not at the school anymore.
At least you got that.
But I don't know if he walked. So he kind of just left. He just was like, I'm out of here, man.
Back to China.
And honestly, I hated the graduation. I just want to get out of there. So I understand that fully. Oh, I forgot too. But yeah, it was funny. I go up to him like, are you excited to walk? He's like, yeah, I actually missed the deadline. I'm like, I'm sorry. He's like, honestly, he kind of laughed about it. He's like, honestly, I don't really care that much.
Does he have an accent?
Yeah, very thick accent. I don't want to try to do it just because.
Don't.
Yeah, I'm not into that stuff. So I don't. Yeah. I would do it so poorly, so no. So yeah, but yeah, he did have a very thick accent.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
So.
I've got a few friends that are also like from other countries that just come first. Like my friend Maria, she's from China. And I swear
That's cool.
like she would tell me stories of like back in China. I'm like, yo, that is crazy.
Yeah.
Like she said she could order food at like 4 a.m. or like 3 a.m. or something.
Okay.
And like get it in like 2 minutes or something. I'm like, yo, there's no way. Like, how does that work?
What?
And she's like, yeah, it's just like really easy, whatever.
Yeah.
And so
That's insane, dude.
what's it called? Like so we had the same professor, and our professor asked her about like this incident. I want to say, is it Tiananmen Square? Yeah, Tiananmen. She asked her about Tiananmen Square.
They're not supposed to know about that.
Yeah, they're not, and she didn't. She had no idea.
Oh my
about
God!
it.
Yeah.
And so our teacher started going off on a tangent about how like the Chinese government, blah blah
God,
blah.
yeah.
And like Maria's just sitting there like listening, like I'm like, bro, no, dude, this is bad.
This is the way she finds out.
This is not good.
Well, yeah, I know I see those memes on like Instagram or whatever, and it's like it shows the picture of that.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, and comments are, oh, that never happened. Oh,
Yeah.
you know.
I'm like,
but there's all the governments do it though, man.
Man.
Even ours does. Like, you know, there's like the Native American boarding schools, if you've heard of those.
Yeah, those are bad. Those
U.S.
are
doesn't
bad,
want you to know about those,
Yeah.
you know, and Canada too. You know, it's like,
yeah,
there's stuff that
that gets like,
everyone's been a bad guy
They
at
get
some
away with
point
a
in
lot of
time.
shit,
Yeah, at some point in time, everyone has been a bad guy. That's what I look at it
That
as.
is so real.
You know,
like what's it called? The Patriot Act, like Waco,
yes,
like all of that.
Yes,
shit.
yes.
Yeah,
I forgot
all
about
of
that,
that stuff.
Yeah, man.
We
Crazy
were
times.
definitely like what's it called? Oh, what's the one called? Even Operation Paperclip was like.
I don't think I know about that.
That's isn't that? I think that's the one that's like when we started getting Nazis to work for us for like the space program.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
yes,
that's what it is,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Even stuff like that, it's like, yo,
Dude.
where are our morals? Like,
yeah, you know, it's kind of crazy, or like it's kind of random, like the interception where Germany sent something to Mexico and we intercepted it or something.
Yeah.
And Germany's like, how did you guys find out, you know, kind of thing about some kind of.
Oh, I don't know how I knew about that, but
well, we found out, you know.
We were just wondering.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
There's a lot of those weird stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, that one is crazy though. I forgot about that. That was with the space program. Yeah. There's a lot of crazy. There's a lot of crazy stuff, man.
Yeah, like the U.S. has done some crazy shit. MK Ultra, all of that.
Yeah,
like,
yes.
Know, like how did we get away with that? It makes me wonder, like, what.
Well, you just use your old friend propaganda.
We
you just
really
put a lot of that out there. You know, I mean,
we really don't find out about this shit until like 40 years later.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder what's going on right now we don't know about.
Oh God, there's
right.
I don't even want to know.
Isn't that scary?
We already know what's going on, right? Like what we know.
Yeah.
But we don't even know what's going on internally, and I don't think I want to know. To be honest.
I'm like, man, there's gotta be some wild stuff.
There's some wild stuff going on right now.
Yeah,
You know,
there's gotta be.
I mean, Jesus, all the Elon stuff.
Yeah. Like, man, I have no idea what is going on. That's how they try to keep it.
Yeah. Oh my God, man.
Yeah, I don't want to get like, I don't want them to make me shut up or something. So I think we're gonna wrap this up. If you have any like advice you want to give to people, I know you like to do this on your podcast.
Yeah.
Too, but if you have any advice you want to give, now's your time.
Okay. I think for me, I would give someone is just kind of like, you know, if there's something you are passionate about and you think it's not gonna work out, it'll probably work out. It's hard to see you know, it being a thing that's going to happen, but it will. You know, like for me, I thought that the only way to do stuff with music was music education, and then I realized that there's more that can be done with it besides that. And it was hard for me. I was like, how do I tell my family and people about this, you know?
Yeah.
And fear that judgment. But then you just got to realize this is for you. This is your life. And don't let other people control what you do in your life, you know?
Exactly.
Go for it. Take risks, man. Take risks. There's going to be a lot of reward at the end.
Yeah.
So
that.
that's what I got for you.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta stop listening to the haters.
Yeah.
And
exactly,
start playing
dude.
the game, right?
Yeah, and
It's
it can be
like,
in your
yeah.
brain too, man.
Yeah. Just the voices.
Yeah. Yeah.
The voices. But yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Like,
Yeah.
so many people just give up before they even start. Really, like,
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like,
Yeah.
I
It's a
know
lot
our-
of people like that.
Yeah. But so like we talked about your podcast earlier. Where can people find you?
So I have an Instagram for it. I don't remember the name of it. I think it's like my name or something. Will McNally YT or something.
Yeah, it's all good. I'll link it in the bio.
Yeah,
I'll
so
link it in the description.
I think that's it. And I think on YouTube I'm just named Will McNally.
Okay.
So it's just my name.
Yeah.
My podcast is called the McNally Chat.
The McNally
So
chat.
if that's how you want to find it, that's another way to find it. But yeah, that's pretty much my socials.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
yeah. All right. Yeah. Hey man, I appreciate you getting on. This has been a really like I swear I asked maybe 3 questions from this.
Yeah.
This, it's really just basis, but I don't even think I could do a summary because I honestly can't remember. What
I
we were
can't
talking
remember
about at the
either.
beginning,
Don't
so-
ask me.
Yeah.
I appreciate you having me
it's
on.
been a blast, dude.
Yeah.
Like, we talked about a lot of stuff
Yeah.
this episode. So,
Yeah.
hey, man, I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me on. I
Yeah, of
appreciate it too.
Thank you guys for listening to this episode of the Goal Swole Podcast. If you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure to drop a like. And if you plan on listening to any future episodes, make sure to subscribe and click that notification button.